Well, this is Tim from Retirement's Underrated. Want to welcome you back to the channel. I figured I'd do a impromptu live stream. I just want to give you guys a few thoughts and feedback on the laptop. You can see it back there in the corner. It's currently charging. So the laptop was at 30% as of 5:31 Eastern Standard Time. Now I charged it one time when I first got it. And so this is the first time I'm charging it. Now, the use has been on and off. I've done one live stream with it. And let's see, I did one live stream with it. I also did watched a couple videos. I installed some programs. Then I shut the lid, had it on standby. So the standby is fantastic, guys. It's just unbelievable. It has gone, well, you figure if I got this around Tuesday, I've gone 4 or 5 days on standby mode alone. Now, when it hit 30%, it did, um, go into some power saving mode, but that's fine. It's been great. Some of the things, initial thoughts, it's a wonderful laptop. I think as far as streaming and doing streaming, hey, Ron, how are you? It's good to see you, bud. I did catch part of your, I believe, live before. Yes, very cold. In fact, I don't know if you're getting ready for the snowstorm, but we're supposed to get about 12 to 18 inches out here. I'm not sure how much you're going to get, but it's been, as they say up here, butt cold. It's been awful. It was negative 26 degrees with the wind chill factor earlier on today, and it got a high of 10 or 11 degrees, maybe 12 degrees if we're lucky. The snow warning is supposed to start tomorrow morning and go until Monday night at 7 p.m. So looks like a good 36 hours of snow in the forecast. So hey, CG, how are you? And let's see, we have not. Ron said we have not had the snow like that, like they say. More worried about freezing rain. That will not. Yeah, they've done a lot of work here on the power lines, so they've gone up and down the street. We've got a lot of the white pines and pine trees around here, but and a lot of the oaks and the big trees as well. And they've done a lot of work on the line, so I'm hoping. Keep your fingers crossed, because I'm well water here. So if the power goes out, no water. But it's been pretty good, and so yeah, it's so I was saying before I went live just because this is the laptop now. You can see it charging, the little yellow light that you can see barely from the end of the power cord. It's at the laptop went to 30%. And now I charged it once. Once I charged it. And it's a 14-inch. It's got 32 gig of RAM, a terabyte hard drive. It's a Snapdragon X Plus processor, and I did that one stream with it, and I've done some things on and off, loaded some programs, and it just sits here on my desk right next to me. It's not meant to replace anything. It's just meant to, if I could pick it up, go to another place in the house, and I want to do a live stream, I can do it. And this is wonderful now because I can go to my big picture window, or I can go to the front area and do a podcast where I can, or a live stream where I can show you the weather, I can show you different things. It's wonderful. It opens up the world of opportunity for me. It's a 14-inch laptop, so obviously your screen real estate is not as much. But if you're watching YouTube videos and doing some content consumption, it's fine. You're doing YouTube, that's great. Watching movies, that's great. Doing live streams for YouTube, that's great. The limitation, I think, you know, if it were my full-time computer for everything, I would probably get an external monitor to hook up because, like, if you've got a 14-inch monitor, and I started using Google Tasks to keep track of the different tasks that I need to do, like go to the doctor, go, do this, do that. And so if you put on Google, let's see, on either Google Email or Google Calendar, you could have the tasks come up. So the screen real estate starts to get chopped up enough so that the content of your email is very small, and you kind of have to scroll in between to read your email. So it's not optimal for that. I would, prefer a larger screen. And again, it's not. I've got my phone. I can look at email. I've got um, an Android device, which, by the way, the Android device is wonderful. This is one of these days I'll talk about, but it's a pretty basic Android device, and so this, yeah, so I can bring up YouTube on it, or I can, let's see, can switch that off, and that's a basic. But maybe if I'm streaming from the laptop and I have this up, maybe to show some content. Or what's wonderful about this thing is that, and again, I can't remember exactly. I bought it in 2024. It was only $200, guys, compared to an iPad. And I can put an external memory device for consuming videos and just watching podcasts. Granted, you can get better on an iPad, of course, but for this, it's great. It's best $200 I've ever spent. So is Google part? Yes, it is. It's the if you go to let me bring up Gmail. So if you look at Google uh, Gmail, and to the right, there's a series of icons that go down the screen. There's like you see an icon for calendar, for Google Keep, and then there's one for tasks. And then tasks is you can add tasks going down. Of course, you can look at your contents and so on, but you can see it readily. And then I can go on my phone, on my iPhone, by the way. It's not even Windows, so I can go to my Google Apps and I can go to my tasks icon, which is, tasks. So it should, oh, come on now. So here you go. That's my task. Go get the colonoscopy. That's still to do. I checked some things off, but it shows right here on the phone. And so it's wonderful. And yes, there are there's Apple to do. But the reason why I did the Google is because it's integrated into, so I could have the screen open to look at my email. I could look at my Google Calendar, and then I can see what I'm doing, but also what I've got scheduled for the day, and also what tasks I need to do. So it's wonderful. And so if you've got whether you've got an iPhone or an Android phone, you can do it. So let's see. CJ says, I hope things are able to go okay. My prayers and thoughts are dealing with weather problems. Yeah, absolutely. So regarding the snow, let me get a drink of water here. Always have the water available. Excuse me. Um, so I've had work done here at the house, and so I checked the snow blower. I'm fortunate here because I've got a brick cape, and it sits up. I think the house was built up on ground level, and then they raised the hill up. And so the circular driveway goes around the front of it, and then the straight driveway goes back to the garage. And then in the part that goes back to the garage, there's a part that kind of loops a little bit into underneath the house and it has a garage door. So I can park three cars in, two on the outside, one on the inside. Of course, my garage outside is full. And so I'm able to keep my snow blower in the outside in the underneath the house. And so I'm really spoiled here. In fact, I just picked up, well, I'll tell you in a minute. So I can take the snow blower, I keep it so all the snow, anything that accumulates in it will melt in the basement in the walkout garage door. So I can literally start the snow blower and just start snow blowing it with a fresh, nothing's frozen on it, so I filled up the gas, it's ready to go. And I go from there. Let's see. Retirement for an average Joe. Hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us. I can't remember if subscribed to you, but I'm definitely gonna look and see if I am. If I'm not, I will try to look you up. Absolutely. So I topped off the gas tank. Now I used the someone a while back because with these new power, let's see, uh, Joe, have only a few. Well, welcome. You started only with a few videos. You know what? Welcome. You've entered a very good community. In fact, retirement for the average Joe. Buzz's garage, retirement garage, and both Steve's retirement corner uh, had encouraged me, and I changed my handle and everything. And they said, "Well, why don't you just start a YouTube channel?" And I did, and it's we're about 420, 30 something. I'm not sure exactly, but we got a few viewers now, and it's been wonderful. So you're in a good community. This is not. You'll find that a lot of the guys that show up and the gals, we're not here to judge one another. We're here to support, and it's very supportive, extremely supportive, and it's a wonderful community. And I can't say enough good things about it. Of course, I hope to get monetized as anyone. I the I'll try to figure out the name of the other channel. I can't. My memory is not always great, but he the guy just had 1 million views on one of his videos and jumped from I think 7 or 8 thousand subscribers to 70 or 80,000 subscribers. And he's just an average Joe like you or me. And I'm so happy for him. And here's the thing: we can be happy for one another. I'm happy that retire. Thank you, Ron. I am so happy for him. I wrote him a message. I said, so happy that your channel has been blessed. Here's a guy, I think he was talking about maybe $700 extra a month on, he's living on Social Security. You know, Personally, I'm blessed in a situation where I don't need that. I'm okay. There are better people out there who, if the big guy upstairs is going to bless anybody with their channel, let him bless those who need it. I'm okay. I did all right. You know, I'll be okay. Yes, more is always nice, but I would rather those who need it get it. And so I'm going to do this channel no matter what. It's a wonderful community and I'm getting a lot out of it. I benefit a ton of it out of it. So yeah, let's see. CG said your channel's been doing well. They keep getting followers. Well, thank you. You're very kind and you're very generous in your comments. It's I'm just plugging away. Old retired me says, he's that guy who has a channel, he's 80 plus, but says if I'm not dead, I'm still, let's see. If I'm not dead, I'm not done, which I think is a what a great handle. I'm certainly not, I'm only 62. I'm doing great, but I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. So retirement for an average Joe. I'm welcoming you to the channel. Just be yourself. Be the real. I find that people are looking for genuine people out there who are just expected. And this is about. It's really yes, it's a retirement channel, but it's also about life. It's about my experiences. I'll be sharing some stuff, things that I've learned. Yes, I got a laptop, of course. I shared about that. That's just part of it. I don't get it's not a sponsored anything. It's just what it is. I got a new laptop and I'm going to share it. Why not? Why waste the content? And if it can help any one of you, if you're thinking of something, as far as that, the computer, whoops, that it's a Snapdragon processor. So there's just to kind of give you guys an overview if you're not a techie or a geek like me. Oh, well, hold on. Average Joe says, I find the retirement channels are great because of the age and we have an interest. Yes, exactly. It's about sharing their experiences. I was a software developer in the medical community. I was also, as you can guess from the head, Captain Obvious here. I was in the Army Reserves in the 1980s. I was activated for Desert Shield, injured, and didn't go over. And my father was in the Second World War. He was a gunner's mate on a destroyer. I can share more about that in the future. Hopefully, once I figure out the OBS studio, I can share some pictures and some stories about that. So, anyway, I was a computer programmer, so I'm definitely into the geek stuff. I got the laptop, it's a Snapdragon, so you've got 3 different really 3 different 3, okay, 3, 3 different processors. You got your Intel processors, you've got your actually 4 Intel processors, you've got your AMD processors, you've got Apple, of course, with its Apple Silicon, and now you have Snapdragon as well. And the Snapdragon platform is off of, let's see, so your AMD and your Intel chips are based on the 86 architecture, and both, I believe, the Apple Silicon and the Snapdragon are off of the, I know I'm going to mess this up. It's not off. See, I'll get back to the name. It's off a different processor. So anyway, it's off a different architecture, but it doesn't carry the legacy of the x86 architecture. So what does all that mean? On this laptop, the standby, if this laptop were to have an AMD processor or an Intel processor, it wouldn't have any near the battery life, wouldn't have any near where, the it- this is amazing because of the architecture of the processor. The standby is phenomenal. That's like 4 or 5 days that I've had this thing sitting with a lid closed on and off, and it's done wonderful. It's just amazing. I'm truly amazed, and so I'm thankful that hey, Robert's active retirement. I was just watching your video. If you guys, I'm I'm sure all of you guys know Robert's active retirement. He has a wonderful channel. He's my big brother in retirement. I think of him as. He's got a few more years. I'm just a rookie. I'm a beginner. I'm a rookie at retirement. So I'm retired since I was 59 and a half. I'm now 62. I'm a rookie. I'm still learning things, guys. And honestly, the retirement journey has been wonderful. But it's been different and again, my journey is going to be different from your journey. And just to talk a little bit about, okay, well, what's different about your journey, Tim? Well, I was still 59 and a half. I was working. My wife was working, and my daughter was in college. And at that point, and my son was in the area working. He had graduated college. My daughter was still in college. And I was working as a software developer for a company called Leidos. And, the stress of work was getting to me to the point where I really was feeling like I needed to step out. Now, fortunately, I was blessed enough with enough funds saved, and I will talk in the future in other videos about saving for retirement and the importance of that and blah, 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 and so on. But I was in a position where I could retire, and I did. I said, as long as I could replace my income, my take home income, not my before taxes and everything else, but my take home income, then I would be okay. And I was able to do that. And honestly, talk about one lucky guy. Because of the I came in at just the right time because the markets have been wonderful. I'm at or above what I started with for retirement. So even with what I'm withdrawing, my wife works, she gets health benefits. Yes, she'll retire soon enough, and she's older. She robbed the cradle. uh Yes, I'm 62, she's 65, so she's on Medicare. Um, how does it go? I'm a kept man. She's working still, and for health benefits, so I'm a kept man, and that's okay. Um, and she's wonderful. And my daughter just got a job with the state, so and for me, so I retired into uh, I was just not working, but then I had a maybe in other videos I'll share more, but I had to do some things that kept me busy. And then I started working on the house. Of course, being a one income family for many years, I put off repairs in the house. So starting in 2023, started fixing things in the house. And thank goodness, and the good Lord and the creek don't rise. It's been doing well. So I've got a brand new remodeled little bathroom. and this office has been repainted entirely. The front two rooms are being repainted, doing a great job, and we'll see what the future holds. So I'm coming in for land. Yes, it costs a boatload of money because I'm not. I may be a software guy, but I am terrible when it comes to the trades. And so, of course, I got a bad back, so I can't bend the paint. There's a lot of restriction. But anyway, so I was able to find a guy who's wonderful um, to do the repairs, and we've been fixing the house. And so, yes, it's a lot of money, but we'll see what the future brings. So, but I'm excited. So each of us brings a certain, and my story, and of course, it's always changing retirement too. Like that's my dynamic. But then now my daughter is going to work for the state of New York, and she's working. Yes, so my wife does work, Ron. She works for a company called, well, she works for a company that does serve. She's a secretary, administrative person, and she does a bunch of stuff, but they provide services for people with brain injuries, and she gets health benefits. And yes, she gets Medicare, but because she gets health care from her company, I'm covered underneath it, and my daughter was, but now she's covered under her own insurance through the state. So now it's just my wife and I under her work policy. But when she stops working, we'll have to. There's a form number, but I've already talked to the people who do like advising you on retirement healthcare accounts. She'll need to have the um, her employer fill out a certain form so that when she files for Medicare Part B, and then the supplement plan and so on, everything will be in place. And she'll do that, and then of course I'll have to go on the ACA um, plan. So will she work until you're on 65 so you can go? You know, yes. So here's where we're at. Currently, we have her health insurance. I'm on it, and she gets Medicare A, and everything else is carried through her employer. The intention, our hope, our dream is to retire fully in another area. I'm hoping for the South Carolina, uh, in Myrtle Beach area. So, but that's our hope. It's not a fact. And so, if you take that, and so if we were to do that, and if and when, and so it's all if until it happens. But when and if it happens, I would go on ACA and she would go on Medicare supplement, and I would have to pick up what they call Obamacare and hope for the best. So that's the plan. We both plan on waiting until age 70 to max out our Social Security. I can talk about that why in future videos, but there's people way more qualified than me to explain that sort of thing. I'm not a financial advisor, but let's see. Catch up a little bit. Wife still works, yes. Will she work until you're 65 so you can go on Medicare? Maybe. Uh, that's to be determined, but it looks like it will change. And Ron said, I had to fill out those forms for my Part B because I delayed Part B. Exactly. And Ron is talking about what I'm alluding to. There's a form, and I can't remember the number, but he did a video recently that talked about the form number. And so, yes, Myrtle Beach is wonderful. We'll go down, if we do, we'll rent first and then see if we make sure we like it, and then we'll go from there. And the channel is still, thank you, LS324. I would have never remembered that. I should write that down somewhere, but I probably will get to it later. Let's see, retirement for an average Joe. One of the best decisions I made in life was sticking out 20 plus years in the Air Force. Thank you for your service, by the way. Having TRICARE gives me a peace of mind that I don't have to worry about healthcare when I finally. Okay, I don't. I was an Army reservist. Okay, so about my Army career, since you are a veteran, and again, retirement for an average Joe. Thank you for your service. You did full time for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And I was an Army reservist out of Hanscom Air Force Base in Bedford, Mass. I was a 74 Foxtrot 20 programmer analyst from 1985 to 1991. I was activated for Desert Shield, which became Desert Storm. I herniated a disc in my back, which took me out of action, and I was hospitalized at Cutler Army Hospital in, let's see, that was Fort Devens in Massachusetts, and I never went over to the Middle East. My unit went over. It was a 324th Data Processing Unit out of Hanscom, and I was here. I became, was eventually discharged, honorably discharged, and I went on with my career with a bad back, and all those issues, and maybe in the future I'll talk about it, but um, so But, let's see, you said one of the best decisions is making okay. And retirement for an average Joe said, "And thank you for back VA healthcare." No, because I was a reservist, and it's weird how that happened because we were in the process of being activated. And so, of course, there were those who said I should apply for a disability. I never did. I had, you know, I had family to take care of. I just dealt with the cards I was dealt with. And recently, yes, I may file for it, but it's been so many years, and they claimed it never happened, although my commanding officer said it did happen. I have all the paperwork. I have a stack of it. What I have to get is a DD 214 for all you military guys, and I'm a, I have to do that, but I don't know whether or not the Army had its act together enough to when between the time I was activated and injured that ever got filed properly and would show that I was on active I don't know. It's a big I don't know. Like I said before, guys, I was blessed to have enough to take care of things. I'm okay. I'll be okay. There are guys who need it is a whole lot better, and I get confused by what I see for VA. I'm not looking for free stuff. I'm not Well, we'll stay away from politics, but I'm not somebody looking for a handout, okay? I'm okay. If I were not to get anything, I'm okay. If I had to give up, I would rather, honestly, that what I would get would go to a guy who needs the help severely. That's all they've got. Life has blessed me enough to give me what I have. I don't. It would be gravy on top of it, and I don't want to be a pig. I don't want to get more than what I need. And I don't wanna be, dependent upon the government either. I served my country, my father served my country, and that's not what I'm about. So, let's see. I won't beat the subject, but isn't a handout if you were injured and you Yeah, I no, I'm with you. I really am. I'm a little suspicious, and I don't trust Yeah, it's a long way. Well, if you're I think you guys get it. Uh yeah, it was a lot to deal with at the time. So I've got the forms, honestly. If I was to reach out here, I'll just, I've got the envelope. It's backwards because it shows my here. I'll do that. Whoop. Veterans Affairs. It's real. I did file my intention to claim. My address is over there just for privacy, but You know, I should just get the DD 214 and then pursue it and just see what happens. I've got all the paperwork. So anyway, that wasn't what the video was a part of. It was about that laptop that I'm having a wonderful experience with, and the great community that this is. So let's see. Robert says I got 100% VA loan and helped me to buy my first house in 1975. Yeah, I don't remember all of your military history, Robert, but thank you again for your service. And Robert's we'll say he's a couple years ahead of me in retirement. I appreciate Robert so much because he I look at those who are ahead of me in retirement, and I'm just so thankful for the guys because you give me great example. You're sharing, Robert. You're sharing what you're going, what you've learned, your activities, what you're pursuing. You know, he's got the walking club. He's got a lot. Check out his channel. It's awesome. But he's a role model for me, as well as Ron. He's a role model for me. A lot of guys are, and so no, that's fine. You, I get off topic easily. It's not a short. It's a short detour to getting off topic. Let's see. Yeah, and tumbleweed on fire. Oh, thank you for joining. Thank you so much. Uh, yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, I don't need it. I'll be okay. The good Lord, willing, and the creek don't rise. I mean, I've been taken care of. I'm going to be okay. But there's guys out there that are not okay. I remember in Boston, I knew a guy who was a Vietnam veteran. His name was Merrill, and I don't know whether Merrill's still alive or not, but he was a Vietnam veteran, and he was fighting for benefits and so on. And it was just, guys like that who had gone through. I had a neighbor who was a double Purple Heart recipient, a wonderful guy, but he has his luggage to carry. So, a lot of great guys, a lot of young guys who have served recently. Thankful for all veterans and their service. So, this is, I appreciate you guys. It's been wonderful. And so, on a different note, are you getting ready for the snow? I hear we're getting a little bit of snow. So in upstate New York, we're supposed to get 12 to 18 inches, yes, of snow. Starting to There's a winter warning from tomorrow, Sunday AM at 7 AM to Monday night at 7 PM, 12 to 18 inches. Last night we had a sub-Arctic freeze warning where the temperatures with wind, uh, let's see, it was supposed to be 0 and -4 or around there with a wind chill factor of -26 degrees. Yikes. And you wonder why I want to go down south to Myrtle Beach? But let's see. Tumbleweed on fire says, Tim, it's 13 degrees Fahrenheit, 2 inches of ice. Whoa, in Oklahoma. Wow. And Ron says, yes, the Northeast is supposed to get more than the Southern states. But you know what, Ron, too, is the Southern states, that's a rude awakening. When they get it, I think maybe even Myrtle Beach is going to get some cold weather. North Carolina, Florida, I heard recently in Destin got snow. Destin, Florida. Um, let's see. Tumbleweeds on fire said it's tumbleweeds all frozen and frozen over where we stayed warm. Yep. And retirement for average Joe's responding to Ron. Yeah, and Ron's in Tennessee, and another guy I watch from Tennessee, if you get a chance, um, let's see, is Tim Childers' channel. I highly recommend. Ron can address all things with Tim. He knows Tim, but Tim Childer has a wonderful channel. Actually, a couple of them now that he's actively involved with. The New Retired Me and what is the new retirement? Yes, and the other channel is because I'm a little brain dead here. The other one that he does the daily feeds are a couple a week. Um, I'm sorry. Les, thank you. Life in Motion Diaries. Please check his channel out. He does the most incredible job, and I've never had the privilege to talk with him, but he does the most incredible job of his videos and Life in Motion and the retirement me. He takes pictures and then he does videos and all these different perspectives. And he's just a wonderful individual. And he's also got a book out. So please, I'll put a plug in for him. Buy his book if you want to know more about it. Just go to his channel and check him out. He's a good guy. He does photography as well as Ron. Ron's got a photography channel, and so check them out. Let's see, retirement for an average Joe. Tim, I just north of Destin. Oh, okay. I live just north of Destin. 9 inches last week, and we got an inch of oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, so you know firsthand. Yeah. Let's see, tumbleweed 1 sub. Yeah, I'm gonna check you out after this. Tumbleweeds on fire. And let's see, Tim is a retired high school educator. Yes. And check out his book. Let's see. I will tumbleweeds on fire. I'm gonna try to remember that. I won't do it while I'm trying to stream here. I'll get lost, but I'll go back to things. I did put record. Somebody mentioned that they would love if they could see the chat after the fact. I did turn it on to record the chat, and I'm hoping that it posts it with it. Sometimes things are a little delayed, so I'm hoping. Let me know in the channel. You can post on the community if something's missing. I'm trying to get all of this wonderful dialogue, and this is what makes it the community, because you'll be talking with each other, and you'll do you know, and there's other people out there that watch as well, like Dee and Doug, who changed their channel to sarcasm and something about diets, but Dee is wonderful. She's very sarcastic, very funny, a wonderful individual. Let's see, retirement for an average Joe, all things run and preps for you and the yeah, and all things Ron, he's got a wonderful channel, and he, you know, follow his videos. He does. I mean, just watch them. They're great, and I'm learning a lot from these guys. It's good stuff. I lost both a little bit about me. I lost both of my parents. My mother passed away in 2007 of cancer of the colon. She was 79. And my father died in 1983 of cancer of the colon again. He was 57 years old. He was in Nagasaki 3 days after they dropped the bomb. He was a gunner's mate on a destroyer, the USS Murphy, and they were there in Nagasaki. I've got some pictures. If I ever figure out the OBS studio, I will share some pictures of that. But some old World War II pictures of convoys and his destroyer, and then of course they had the King of Saudi Arabia on the boat, and then they were the first U.S. Interesting fact: they were the first. The USS Murphy was the first first warship through the Suez Canal, and so they had the King of Saudi Arabia, and then also, um, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh guys, I'm just seeing this. This has just made my night. Deck Economics 7. That's my son. Deck Economics 7. Hey, that room looks familiar. Yes. Hey, buddy. My son is in Romania, so he's 7 hours ahead of us. John, what are you doing up? It's 1 in the morning. It's 6:09 here. Hey, Dad. Yeah, there you go. John is doing missionary work over in Romania. He's going to start his channel at some point. Check out the channel. I did an interview with him. Wow, it just brings a tear to a father's eye just to see my boy there. So, yep, that's my buddy. Let's see. I was sick. Oh, come on. You were sick? What happened? See the big operation? Yeah, right. The big operation. uh, yeah, he's wonderful. He's doing some incredible work. I'm going to do an interview with my daughter sometime soon. I'm trying to get my wife on the channel, and I'm telling her, once y'all see her, you won't want any more of me, because she's wonderful. So yeah, so that's wonderful. My goodness, my son, Deconomics. Now, John, did you start finally recording anything on your channel? If you don't, you need to get off the pot and do something. If you're old, oh, you did. Did you post the video? Put in the chat here and go to Deconomics. And why Deconomics? Because he was an economics major at University of Albany. And yes, I've been getting edited as we speak. Okay. And then post it, and then the folks here can check you out. And I'm going to put I'll put a link to your channel in the channels that I subscribe to. So please get it up. Folks want to hear from you, what you're doing. Um, sorry guys, just part of the father talking with his son, he's very excited that his boy joined the feed. So I'm tickled as they come. So I'm sure those of you dads, you'll get it. So wow, that just made my night. I'm so glad I did the stream. Who knew? And yeah, so the laptop's doing great. It's a wonderful thing, and it's affordable too. I don't know if HP still got it on sale, but it was like 689. I have the I could show you this probably. Yeah. So hopefully this, I don't know if this will show right. Oops. So it was 899, then it was $220 off, and then I got the extended warranty of it. So um that's what I got. You can always go back to this feed, pause, check it out on HP. I hope they still have it on sale because honestly, it's worth it for the money you get. And I listened to this guy Paul Thurrott at Thurrott.com, and he does Windows Weekly on the Twit network, Twit.tv. Um, and he said, and he reviews, he does editorials on the Windows environment, and so it's probably the best laptop he said he's ever had, most reliable, and he's had hundreds, if not thousands, of laptops. There's something special going on with the Snapdragon processor. Are you going to play games on it and play heavy gaming? No. But I think it's more akin to having like the MacBook Air type of thing. Let's see. Retirement for an average Joe says, "Well, I only have a few shorts posted, so you know." Well, no, you start post the shorts, post the longs, post. I'm doing live. Oh, thank you, Twit podcasts. Yes. So there's a bunch of stuff. There's wonderful content. I've been following them. I was a software developer, so I've been following probably for 20 or 30 years. Those guys, they're wonderful, very knowledgeable, um, and I highly recommend them. So, Leah Laporte and so on. Laugh out loud here as well. Yeah. So yeah, isn't it funny? It's a large but small world. I remember talking with let's see, that's Richard Chamberlain, who's on the Windows Weekly podcast with Paul Thurrott and Leah Laporte. And I had the privilege of meeting Richard at a event in Albany at a users group. And I got to talk to him. And I said, well, I do medical information systems, I do the Meditech system, I do this, I do that, I do. And in the conversation, he says, "You're pretty much a generalist, aren't you? So you're a generalist." I said, "Yeah, that would be exactly right." He- And he was wonderful. He said, "That's a wonderful position to be in because you get exposed to lots of things." So he's a good person, and I got to meet him and Carl Franklin. So they do the .NET Rocks stuff, and in fact, they use the song that Carl Franklin wrote for the Windows Weekly podcast. So I know overboard on the techie geeky stuff, but hopefully I didn't lose too many people with that. So yeah, it's so good laptop. I might do a regular YouTube video on that for folks that don't subscribe to the live stream, but uh, it's a good one. And for the money, I couldn't go wrong. It's got a terabyte hard drive, 32 gig of RAM. Screen real estate could be bigger, of course, then, you use it appropriately. Oh, thank you, Tumbleweed on Fire. Thank you for subscribing. Uh, but again, you can always get external monitors and plug them in, get a docking station, plug them in. But to take and go and to have it alive, just fold it up and then know that the next time you open it days later, it's going to be up and running. That's great. It's a laptop. It's not meant to be a powerhouse. So anyway, let's see, 44 minutes. Well, usually about this time I turn into a pumpkin because, I don't, unlike my wife and daughter, and I don't have as many words and I can talk. but I don't have as many words, and I'm not as sociable as my daughter. She's more sociable than my wife, my son, and myself put together. So she's wonderful. But anyway, I'll probably do another live here soon. But all of you, Ron, thank you for joining us. Of course, John at Tech Economics. Tumbleweed on Fire. Here's Joe's channel. Yes, please check him out. Check. It's wonderful. For folks who are joining. Oh, thank you, Robert. Thank you. Thank you. You're very kind. You guys are wonderful, and I appreciate you so much. And we'll have fun in the lives. I'll keep on sharing life, what we're doing. Maybe in the snowstorm tomorrow, I'll pop on and I'll have my laptop and I'll show you some snow and I'll do as David Letterman used to do with he. I don't know if you ever watched David Letterman back in the day, but he had this routine called the monkey cam. How many of you remember the monkey cam? Monkey. He actually had a monkey, a real monkey, with a camera strapped so there was on the top of the monkey's head. And then he had let the monkey go, run out into the audience. So the monkey would run out and he was hanging on the top of things. He was running to the audience, and they called it the monkey cam. So that's kind of what I refer to. So let's see. I like the lives. I hear a lot of channels talking about losing connections when you retire. It's great for making. Yes, it is great for making connections. I've connected to all of you, and had I not done the channel, I would have never had this opportunity. I'm so thankful for it. And oh, good, Robert, you remember? Yes, he was wonderful. And David Letterman, of course. Um, Come on, what was the other big? Help me with my brain fart here. It's Johnny Carson. When Johnny Carson, I was just watching Johnny Carson when he had Robin Williams on, and or watch the ones where Robin Williams was on with Jonathan Winters. So it's wonderful. Let's see. Let's see. Have a good, safe evening. Yes, please stay safe in the snow. If it's cold out by you or the wind chill factors, please stay inside. Stay warm. Have extra water put aside in case you lose electricity, and have a blanket. And be safe out there. And I'll try to tune in tomorrow if I can. But you be safe. And thank you again for joining me tonight. And I've enjoyed immensely my time with you. Thank you so much. Good night.